Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen, and welcome back to Casually Ranked. In this video, we'll do a little bit more climbing, or try to anyway, with my Control Warrior deck. We're more than halfway through July, which means more than halfway through the season. For me, this was a month of vacation with the girlfriend, and then trip home for Grandma's funeral, so I haven't really gotten to play that much Hearthstone. I've taken a lot of time off, and I'm probably not going to get very far. In the last season, I made it, I don't remember, rank 8 or rank 9 or something. I am playing a little bit more ranked in general now than I used to, so maybe I'll get down further than that, but that'll all start here with some winning games. Up against Rain the Mage. Now, with the season being half over, I expect the opponents to be not as good as they once might have been. Maybe we'll have some easy games here, we'll see. Alright. I probably will, in fact, coin out one of these 2-drops. We'll just see what the situation is. If she's going to get a Mana Worm on turn 1. Can't imagine any mage would have a deck without Mana Worm in it. Even if you're playing a control deck, the possibility for Mana Worms on turn 1 is pretty slick. So what's more valuable to me? I think probably the potential for cards. I doubt that this 1 damage is going to do anything on turn 2 that I care about. And if she's got removal, well, this is pretty resistant to mage removal, so it should be fine. Alright, this is actually kind of annoying. If she actually gets the combo off, then I am not going to be able to deal with it easily at the moment because I don't have my execute. So the combo being a Sunfury Protector to give this thing taunt. Or an Ironbeak Owl, though I don't really know of any mage decks that use Ancient Watcher and Ironbeak Owl combos. So now Peggle pays for himself, gives me a card. Great. And I will go ahead and play the Frothing Berserker. Now, the main point of this Frothing Berserker here is just to draw out some of the mage's removal. If this is a deck that tries to burn you out, I want her to use a Frostbolt on this thing. I mean, she really can't leave it alive, that's for sure. Of course, she could have a Spellbreaker to give this thing silence, and then it'll actually be able to attack the Frothing Berserker. That would be annoying for sure. I have an interesting combo. Pyromancer Cleave will deal 3 damage to her minions if she only has 2 on the table, which she might if she has a Spellbreaker, or a Sunfury Protector, both of which have 3 health and would not ordinarily die to a Cleave. Then, of course, the Pyromancer triggers, and assuming that Nat, the Armorsmith, and the Pyromancer are still alive, I get 3 armor off the Armorsmith, which is also a nice bonus. She does have the Frostbolt. I could have done a sick combo with Pyromancer Cleave, and the Frothing Berserker with the Pyromancer would have just grown to astronomical heights. My opponent, however, just goes ahead and kills it off. She decides that it was a more threatening target than the Nat Peggle, and she was probably correct, to be totally honest. Alright, I got the Shield Block, Shield Slam combo. I can use that to bring down the Watcher. Don't really know if that's worth it at this point. So we'll play the Acolyte, we'll hang on to all these combos for now, and wait and see. I can do Shield Block, Shield Slam for 7 damage next turn. Or I could do Pyromancer, Shield Slam for 2 damage to one thing, then 1 damage all around for a 3rd damage to that thing, and a card off my Acolyte. Could also play Pyromancer Cleave and Shield Slam for 2 cards off the Acolyte if the Acolyte is still here next turn. Alright, so she finds the Spellbreaker. She's now going to kill... Well, she's deciding which of these is the more threatening target. Probably the Armorsmith, actually. She decides Nat Peggle is more threatening. I'm A-okay with that. And then a Mana Worm comes down. That's fine by me as well. Alright, well, it's time to Wombo combo. First, we'll do Cleave. Good hits. Very good hits. Indeed. And now, I think... Oh, I'd love to Slam, but I can't. I don't have enough mana. This thing is a 4/4. Should I kill it with Shield Slam? Is that worth it? Can't kill it any other way at the present. But if I Shield Slam, well, it'll draw me a card, but it'll kill my Pyromancer. That's fine. We'll do it. Good option now is better than the best option later. Let's follow my own advice. I'm getting tons of cards off this Acolyte anyway. By tons, I mean the full 3. So she has 6 cards, thanks to the Arcane Intellect that she played. She's not falling too far behind on cards. I get more card advantage with Slam and Shield Block. The main issue I have now is there's nothing to bait out the Polymorph before Grommash comes into play. As much as I would like to. Alright, let's slam it up. Don't really want this thing to be alive. I could try to throw Ascension in its way, but I don't want this Mana Worm to be hanging out either. Slam Whirlwind plus the Acolyte will bring that down, but it will not let me kill the Mana Worm, unfortunately.
What now?
Same goes if I slam the Mana Worm. Alright, we'll just play Ascension, I guess. Don't particularly like how this game is going, but then again, this deck, you know, is just not very good against mages. It's not good against mages or shamans because they have a really good one-card answer to my only two endgame cards, Grommash and Cairn. But I'm just counting on the fact that not that many people are playing mage or shaman. However, we did run up against a mage here. We'll see if she has a good answer to a humble Senjin Shield Master. These shield blocks are burning a hole in my wallet, as it were. I don't have my other Shield Slam at the moment to combo with them. I don't need them to make Shield Slam good. I've already got 9 armor. And this 3 mana is mana I don't particularly want to spend just to cycle a card if the armor is not relevant to me. She seems to be unsure of how to deal with the situation, either because she has a Fireball but doesn't want to use it on something as humble as Ascension, or because she has no good answer to the Ascension at all. We are, I suppose, about to find out very soon which of those two it is. Azure Drake, okay. Does she have spell damage to make use of that? Say her second Frostbolt. She does have her second Frostbolt. I really don't like it when mages have their Frostbolts. Luckily, at least, she didn't have mana left over to Fire Blast it. So now, my Acolyte can finish off this Elemental. Or I could run the Acolyte into the Mana Worm and Whirlwind to finish off it and the Elemental. That actually seems pretty good, doesn't it? So, well, let's draw cards first. I could actually Pyromancer and Slam would still not quite kill this. Alright, here's what we'll do. We're going to go here to get a card first. Execute. Alright. Play the Pyromancer. And think. I can either slam this, draw a card, kill the other 2 off, or I could shield block, Pyromancer triggers, and then execute this. The Pyromancer will die. Note that Slam Whirlwind will not kill the Azure Drake because the Pyromancer will die once I play Whirlwind. So what is actually better here, to use the Slam or not? I'll use the shield block because the Slam is more valuable, I think. Alright, there's the Kor'kron Elite. That used to be something else. It's been a while now. I don't actually remember what this Kor'kron Elite used to be. But I do know that the mage no longer has any Frostbolts, so that does it. Mages have no other answers to Kor'kron except for Frostbolt. I'm drawing a lot more cards than my opponent is, so I don't think I can win with the Fatigue battle with my 47 health. I don't think it's going to get that far. If I can kill something with Grommash, I will, but she plays another goddamn Water Elemental. Ah, I hate that card. So much. So much. So I need my other Execute right now. Well, I'm going to slam Kor'kron Elite this thing if I have to. Cairn, is that worth playing right here? Alright, here's what we'll do. You know, I could have used Cruel Taskmaster Kor'kron to just kill the Water Elemental that way, and then I would have kept my Slam. Interesting. So here's what we'll do. She can ping off my Kor'kron, she can use the Elemental to kill my Taskmaster, then I drop Grommash next turn, kill the Elemental, get enraged and frozen, unfortunately. And then she has to use a Fireball or Polymorph on him, and then the turn after that I play the Cairn. So hopefully in 4 cards she has just spells and nothing else to put onto the board. Ah, Farseer. This is actually alright. I can still use Grommash Hellscream to finish off the elemental.
Shields up.
And it looks like I'll have to. Whirlwind's not super great here, truth be told. Alright, so there's a sitting target. Cannot attack next turn. Next turn all I'm really doing is playing Karen, Armorsmith, and Armoring Up, unless something good comes up in my deck. Starting to run out of cards. I have not been able to do any damage to her, but I am whittling her down, I think. She has 5 cards to my 5. No, I am not whittling her down in the slightest. Okay, good to know. She pings it. Why would she ping that? Unless she's going to throw these 2 minions at it. Well, that would be a coup if she had to use these 2 minions to kill my Grommash and not Polymorph or Fireball. Wow. That is actually what happens. Awesome. That's perfect. So this thing killed an Elemental and 2 other minions. I'm pretty okay with that.
My shield for Argus.
Well, this is a pretty nice turn. There's 1 card left over. Even if she has a Polymorph here, I'm now just officially ahead on cards. I'm not going to be able to win a Fatigue battle. I think I'm too far ahead of her in the deck. Unless I can get some more damage dealt to her. She does have the Polymorph, tragically. I guess she just top-decked it. I didn't see which side it came from. If she just top-decked it, that is kind of unfortunate. If she had it last turn, that was a mistake not to use it on my Grommash. She kills off this engine. As is only just. The question is, do I use Whirlwind to finish off this Harvest Goal? I mean, really, Whirlwind's not going to do much else apart from give me a card if I draw my other Acolyte. Shield block, I guess. Got the kill for it. This is a little bit worrying. So I've already used my Grommash and my Cairn. What else do I have in this deck? I mean, I've got like a Sen'jin in here, and I think that's about it, really. Uh-oh, I just have a Sen'jin, and that's all for, you know, actual damage dealing potential. I mean, I can start hitting her in the face with weapons and try to grind it out through fatigue, but man. Alright, so there's Archmage Antonidas. Clearly a casual deck, but she did a good job waiting until I used up all my removal. I have a Shield Slam in here that'll kill Archmage. Failed to find it, however. Argent Commander, though, almost as good. So that's 4 damage, 3 damage. Well, she top-decked the Polymorph for my Cairn. I top-decked Argent Commander. I think it's only fair. I wish she would draw more of her own cards. If she ever plays an Acolyte or something, I will definitely let her draw cards. I think I have so much more health than she does, 46-24. I think even drawing 5 extra cards. Well, 5 extra fatigues is like an extra 20 damage? 15 damage? So yeah, even with a 15 damage head start, I believe, unless I got my math wrong, I should be able to win the fatigue battle. But that's assuming I can kill everything she plays, and right now all I've got is a Whirlwind. Possibly a questionable card, this Whirlwind. So I still have a Sen'jin in here. And I got this axe I can hit her in the face with a couple of times. Yeah, it's a top deck war, that's for sure. That's for damn sure. Alright, what is she doing? Secrets. Well, you know what they say about secrets and whether or not they're any fun. Oh yeah, Stampeding Kodo. Right. We'll check for the secret with this. It's not Ice Barrier. Check for Vaporize. Well, we'll check for Vaporize with this. This thing's gonna die next turn, so I might as well check for Vaporize with it. It's not that either. So, do I play the Kodo, fearing the potential for a Mirror Entity? She has 1 more Mana Worm in there. I am gonna, unless I misremember that, I believe she has 1 more Mana Worm in there, so I am gonna go ahead and keep the Kodo to get that kill ready to go. She's used both Sonifuri Protectors. I should probably just play this for the body. That's the problem with Kodo. I think it's a card I really like to have in the deck, but it's weird here. I mean, apart from it being wasted, it's also, you know, potentially giving her a 3/5, but I cannot kill immediately, so I don't really want to do that. Okay. Well, we'll check for the mirror entity like this. Because if it is a mirror entity, Kodo would have killed it. Unfortunately, it was not a mirror entity, so now she can actually kill off my armor smith. I will play the Kodo now. Because I have to. 5 cards ahead. It's going to be difficult to win with fatigue. Shoot, she's holding onto these cards. She's probably got a Flame Strike. Oh my god, I should not have done any of that. I should have kept the Kodo in my hand. So it wouldn't just automatically die to Flame Strike. That's very silly for me. No Flame Strike. Interesting. Okay. I still have Ascension in here, and that's it, I think. For damage dealing potential. So I've not played any spells. This could still be Spellbender or Counterspell. In Ranked, there's still a chance it's actually Ice Block. Although this is not a freeze deck. Ah, there's the Fireball for the Kodo. So now I cannot actually kill this Yeti, unfortunately. Acolyte. I could draw an extra card by playing Whirlwind, but I don't really want to do that. I don't even like the fact that she can make me draw cards by pinging it if she's really smart. But I gotta get this thing down. Hopefully, if I do get extra cards, I can drop them down and they don't immediately die to a Flame Strike. Although I really think she would have played a Flame Strike if she had one. She intellects, so she goes up a card, finally. That's good. So I'm only 3 cards ahead of her. Okay, I'm only 2 cards ahead of her. Well, as long as I don't die, we'll be in good shape. Ah, that's unfortunate. I can't deal any damage to her now. Probably ever again with my minions. And she's dealing 8-10 damage a turn to me. This is a problem. Alright, so Shield Slam's good. Lets me kill off one of her things. Do I want an extra card with this Acolyte, is the question. I think so. I think the value is greater. Of course, remember, this could still be a counterspell. Okay, let's Whirlwind first to check out the counterspell situation. It is a counterspell. Alright, that's fine. So now what we have to do is Shield Slam the Yeti. I will go ahead and just draw a card. Okay, the Execute's nice. No point running the Taskmaster into the Sunny Free Protector, so I'll hit her. Like so. And see what she's got. So I have Ascension Shieldmaster. Unless I really just blanked, that should be my last card. And she's only got 4 cards left, so if I can just survive with my 54 health, she's got a lot of damage to do in the only 3-card advantage that she has. So she's going to have to go to fatigue level 3 in order to lose, assuming she kills my Cruel Taskmaster. Will I lose by fatigue level 6? Well, it depends. So there she gets a Flame Strike. It's a little bit too late. Well, lucky she didn't have it earlier. But I'm also lucky she didn't have anything else. So she's dealing a net of 1 damage to me per turn. Frothing Berserker. Okay, I clearly misremembered. Do I only have 1 Ascension in this deck, or did I actually play them both this game? I don't know. But this is not bad. It doesn't automatically die to the Sunny Free Protector, but she has 3 cards, so probably one of them will kill this. I have 53 health. I need to survive for 6 more turns to win with fatigue. A little bit improbable. Face's Manipulator doesn't really matter too much. But the Polymorph is a problem. Because now she can grow this Frothing Berserker. That tremendously increases her damage potential. I haven't done the math. I don't know if I can actually survive taking 7 damage a turn and her needing to draw 5 more cards before she loses. Well, Pyroblast definitely tips the scales in her favor. I really don't think I can survive. I needed that Senjin.
I'm almost out of cards.
Crap, I can't kill her. She has to draw 3 cards to fatigue, so it's 4 more card draws. She's really not going to deal 38 damage. Yeah. That's actually a mistake. She should just ping my face. It still deals an extra damage. Although the pinging the creature, I guess, deals an extra damage cumulatively. Well, you got your money's worth on that one, folks. So we got a Golden Fiery War Axe for leveling up. I guess I should go ahead into my collection and put it in, because that's exciting. And maybe while we're there, we can think about replacing that Kodo. Don't know. I do like it when it's really good. And this deck is bad against mages. I mean, like I said, I was counting on there not being that many mages on the ladder. So losing to a mage should not make me overreact. Yeah, let's just go ahead and keep what we have. I was fine with the Korokron Elite there. I just basically don't want to play more mages. Let's see who we are up against here. Ring, ring, ring goes the wheel. Did you like that intro music? Alright, Warlock, that is much more to my liking. Especially if it's Zoo. I think this deck has a pretty good chance against aggressively themed Warlocks. Alright, let's keep the Whirlwind. And let's keep the Gnat, just in case this is a handlock. Which it could be for all I know. The Gnat is really strong because it could get some nice card advantage early on for me. Before the Warlock gets his stuff online and I start to be in trouble. Whirlwind's nice, it can kill off a young priestess if needed. Although not much more than that, because by the time it gets around to me to kill the young priestess with a Whirlwind, the young priestess will have buffed something. So whatever it is she buffs is definitely not going to die to Whirlwind. And it's a Voidwalker. Well, that's not really that great for Whirlwind's sake. But it does tell me that coining a Nat Pagel is probably unwise. Because this is a Zoo deck, or a Murloc deck, or something that I don't like. And I'd rather save the coin for an early Korokron to kill something, or an early Kodo to kill something. Okay. So here, I think, is it worth it to use the coin? I think it is. I'm going to slam this, draw a card. Okay, so this changes things, the Pyromancer. I might not want to use the coin, or the coin Whirlwind now. I'm taking 3 extra damage by letting these things attack me once, but I'm also potentially going to kill more stuff. Because next turn, I can do Wild Pyromancer, coin, Shield Slam for 2 damage across the board. Alright, let's think. Wild Pyromancer coin slam is interesting. Yeah, that's really good. That's almost a board clear. So, Ring Around the Rosie. Slam. I don't get a card for this, but I don't care about that. When you're playing against Zoo, don't worry about getting cards off your slams. Because if you can just survive, you're going to win. So don't fret it. Just get the kills. So now we're entering the point where the opponent can start life tapping to basically accommodate for the fact that I got ahead of him on cards a little bit. And I could Korokron Elite to kill the Shield Bearer, but I don't think that's worth it. I think it's much more worth it to Whirlwind. And Nat is not very essential here, so I will just do the Fiery War Axe and kill the Shield Bearer this way. It's nice. I get a kill on a minion, but I'm not taking any damage. That's all pretty good. He's got lots of things in his deck that will die to a Stampeding Kodo, so I can look forward to that. Or if he plays something that doesn't die to Kodo, I can play the Korokron, which is just fine. So I've got a weapon and 4 cards to his 4 cards. Now is where the tide should shift in my favor. It's just so good playing this deck against aggro. Because it's just so commanding. As long as you don't die in like the first 5 turns, you just feel like you're completely on top of the world. So yeah, he can life tap to gain card advantage, but I've got Nat over here doing the same for me. Maybe. At the very least, Nat might draw some removal. Got the Korokron and Stampeding Kodo, both of which can also serve to provide card advantage. And remember, I still have this Fiery War Axe tick, which will kill a Voidwalker or any other pesky thing that I need to get cleared out. Life taps again. Probably a sign of desperation here that he's life tapping, because if Zoo deck doesn't really want to be life tapping, it would rather be flooding the board with creatures. Knife Juggler will die to my axe. The Knife it flings is actually kind of silly, because if it hits my creatures, it gives me armor. And indeed, he doesn't even play anything else. He seems to be completely at a loss for what to do. Alright. Let's just kill this, I guess. And sure, we'll play Korokron Elite now.
Strike.
18 health is plenty. I have shield block, shield slam in case of Doomguard. I will be able to kill that off very easily. I still have the Kodo here as my trump card. As soon as he drops like a young priestess or whatever, down comes the Kodo. Yeah, I pretty much feel like I can't lose. If I do lose, this will be very instructive. But I don't see how a Warlock's going to beat me here. Goes for the face, so he's trying to burn me out. You can see the desperation here. But with these two Armor Smiths, there's just so much stuff in this deck that incidentally is good against aggro. Like the Armor Smiths, you know, giving me like armor. The shield block, giving me life. Alright, he's going all the way for my face here. And he is going to get me down to 3 health. Oh my god, is this last card a Soulfire? Is that actually... am I actually going to lose? If that had been a Soulfire, I would have been extremely angry. I guess that would have been one way that I could have lost. But we should be fine now. So, it's tempting to use the Kodo, but the correct play is actually to, you know... have my minions get hit. So that I gain life. And lots of it. I should have shield blocked first. We should always draw cards first. Alright, we'll now use Cruel Taskmaster. And armor up some more just to make sure there's no chance of anything going wrong here. I could have played the Frothing Berserker. But now I'm at 16 health. He's only got 2 cards. This should be over. Let's see, he has like a Hellfire? I don't really know if Zoo decks run Hellfire. Reckless Rocketeer, not quite going to cut it, unfortunately, for my opponent. He really needed a Soulfire. That last card had to be a Soulfire, and he would have won. Kind of amazed that after that start, he still had a chance of winning, but I guess such is the power of Zoo that even when you are in really great shape, or when your opponent's in good shape, there's always a little chance you can win if you play correctly. So I guess we learned something here from Tambo. He hoarded up cards and tried to go for a big burnout push. I overestimated how much health I had. I really should have played the shield block earlier. Then the Soulfire wouldn't have killed me. Well, let's see. Can I win? We've got 2, 3, 4, 6, 10, 14 damage. I can't win. So since I can't win, we'll play it safe. We'll do that. This, armor up. And attack with the rest of the team.
Strike. Strike.
Yeah. If the Cruel Taskmaster had attacked his face, it would have taken him down to 1 health. Well, I was pretty happy with the Kor'kron here. It actually made some use as just a minion. As a body on the table, which is good. My opponent, I believe, should be dead now. And he goes out in style, as every good man should. So, we lost the first game, won the second game. And sure, let's do a third game, even though that'll make this a very long video, since the first game went all the way down to fatigue. We'll do a third game, so you can see if in this session of climbing the ladder I was able to advance a star or not. And if I could have gotten this this daily quest, which is also important for those 40 gold. Man, I'm so excited for the next Rammus expansion. It's been a long time with these kind of same pool of cards. My one regret is that it's going to be over a span of 5 weeks that the cards get introduced. So it's like the metagame is going to shift a whole lot. And I guess that's fun, to have the metagame shifting and everything being altogether new and different and exciting all the time. But I kind of just want to know what it's going to be like after all the cards are released. Alright, we're up against the Druid. Probably another control-ish type of player. Keep the Pyromancer as an early drop. And Mulligan, looking for Nat and the Armor Smiths. It's a pretty good name for a band. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for tonight's featured act. Coming all the way down from Arkansas, it's Nat and the Armor Smiths! Okay, we're gonna play the Armor Smith. Why not the Pyromancer? Well, I do want to keep the Pyromancer later on, for later on if I need it as a kind of mass removal sort of a deal. And the Cruel Taskmaster I didn't want to waste. Fire War Axe makes no sense. So we'll just keep on playing creatures. And hitting the face. So had I played the Pyromancer, it would have been hitting him for 2 extra damage, which is not immaterial, but I'm gambling that the Pyromancer will have more use later. Shapeshift, and anything else? Claw, perhaps? Oh, Wrath. Alright. So he does get the kill on my poor Frothing Berserker. But at least the Wrath is not used to draw a card, and I do get 2 armor out of the deal thanks to the Armor Smith, so I'd say that's an okay trade. Alright, we have a couple of combos brewing here. You have the Acolyte of Pain and Cruel Taskmaster, Acolyte of Pain and Pyromancer. All potential combos. He's playing a 6-drop here. I don't like the look of that. Is he going to innervate something now?
None.
The Black Knight. Are you goddamn motherfucking kidding me? Black Knight. Who plays with Black Knight? Ugh. So, unfortunately, Fiery War Axe plus Cruel Taskmaster is only 4 damage. So we need to take some desperate measures here. I have to do this, which sucks. Not this, which sucks, but I really don't want to let that Black Knight live. Black Knight, that was just the worst thing. When I first got my full collection, I put Black Knight in all my decks, and it sucked, because there's a lot of decks out there that just don't play any taunt. And so you never get any good use out of him. I eventually took him out, but here's someone who hasn't gotten the memo yet. And he got an extremely timely kill on my Senjin out of it. That's really setting me back. So now he's going to Wrath for a card, I can only presume. Yes, and he's just basically building up card advantage. He's got 6 cards here to my 3, and then he's going to start dropping big things. I've got none of my executes or shield slams or anything going here. So it's just bad. This game is not going well. Okay, so we have a combo work in the works now. Pyromancer, shield block, get a card, gain 5 armor, get a card, and get 2 more armor. Actually, 3 more armor. Assuming these are both alive. But a Druid with 7 cards is probably going to clear the board here unless he decides it's time to start playing big things. We'll see. He's going to play Ancient of Lore for 2 cards, I can only presume. And this is a 5/5 body, which is, also good. Do I play Kor'kron here? No, I think it's time to drop the Pyromancer and hope for the best. Whirlwind is not what I needed. Not at all. That is also not what I needed. Well, we're going to do this then. Kill that with the other tick of my axe. Armor up. Hit him for 1. This is not going well. But like I said in other videos, this deck does not do very well against other control decks, generally speaking. And this Druid had the goods. He had the removal, especially with that Black Knight. It's just so backbreaking. Not much I could do. He decides the Armor Smith is more important to kill, which makes sense because he can shapeshift the Pyromancer. Now I have to use Kor'kron Elite to kill the Commander, which I'm not that jazzed about, if we're being totally honest here. Shield Slam, I don't really want to use a Shield Slam against an Argent Commander. I'd rather save that for the inevitable Ragnaroses that are coming down the pike hole imminently, I'm sure. If this guy's playing with Black Knight, it wouldn't surprise me if he's playing with, like, Cenarius or some other kind of fun card like that. Innervate. Oh, jeez. And a Yeti. Well, this is awkward if nothing else. I should have played the Acolyte first. Then I would have gotten a card. Oh my goodness. That was the wrong emote. That was totally the wrong emote. Oh gosh, that was sad. I might have been in this game if I'd played the Acolyte first and drawn the card. As it is, it's going to silence it to prevent me from getting any cards. Swipe to kill off everything. And this video up against 2 control-ish decks. One of them, maybe one of them a Druid, is a rousing failure. We're going to, unless I get one of my 2 legendaries, we're going to concede. Well, I could still get it, I suppose. Yeah. So that sucked. Thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed this video, please like and or subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with more Hearthstone play and other wacky shenanigans. Take care, folks. Have a good one.